things that for me is really exciting about this exhibition is the ways in which this is an exhibition that is very much about the work, very much in terms of what you're looking at in front of you, but absolutely about ideas that are being raised from the work. So as Duji mentioned, with each one of Joachim's pieces, there's a fairly significant text that thinks through ideas. In another work that's just downstairs at Stills, called Nanking Restaurant, Tracing Opium in Calcutta, and it's a three-part work with a triptych, and it's absolutely a work that, like this work here upstairs at Stills, that is showing the ways in which this so-called countercultural or kind of illegal activities enter into a different register of perception completely bears the traces of governmental control.
Yeah, and that's a concept. Opium, which is equally fascinating as the one on cannabis. What also fascinated me about that was that what De Quincey who wrote Confessions of an Opium Eater, what he experiences is actually a kind of remembering. He actually develops through his addiction to opium a very kind of, for the time, modern idea of the brain. He sees it as a kind of a palimpsest with like that is constantly written over. And he says with the right chemical, he says they are not gone, they're only forgotten, and what by that means the memories. So everything is almost like a kind of idea of total recall. And with the right chemical, you can kind of like wash off the top layers and get to the bottom layers. Kind of is a way to affect the subtle body or the energy body, as he calls it. So all the movements points elsewhere. And that was really how I started. I wanted to kind of find some gestures and a system, some gestures that kind of were a sort of language, but connected to something else, something that was like some kind of agenda behind it. So, for instance, when he does like this in Castaneda's system, this movement makes us remember when we are finished. So by doing that enough, we kind of connect to the reptile brain, which is of course good because that's where all the intuition is. I think that movement, this movement here, connects to what Castaneda calls the eccentric. It sits a little bit behind the shoulders, in the middle of the shoulder, a little bit behind the body, and that's really what you have to build up to travel in infinite orbit. The movement with the feet is kicking off old energy as if it was not. So there's a little bit of system to the few movements, which are maybe put a little bit in shambles by the fact that we kind of work with them as well and work with them as routines, as a frame developed more.
And in this one particular film, it's quite incredible when you watch this figure performing these magical passes. He's got this very particular expression on his face that looks as if he's testing out this belief in these certain movements to see what might happen. And it's completely different from the other film where there's figures, which is Tarantism, where there's a series of figures where you can see it's as if they're ecstatically embracing the gestures that